Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is Jordan Garcia, who will be fighting for lightweight title on Fury Amateur Series number 54. Hello, Jordan. How are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks for asking. How about yourself?
Thank you for the time for taking the invitation. And next month you will be fighting for Fury lightweight title. It's because of this is a Fury FC. It's a big promotion. It's a really big fight. So if you can tell me how do you feel like few weeks before the fight?
I feel great, man. I feel strong. Feel mentally good. My last two fights, I fought, but coming into those fights, they was just regular training. But since this is a title fight, like man, I'm just really training my ass off right now. Like I'm getting into the gym. It's kill or be killed, Like I have that mentality right now. Like I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to go. Um, the only thing that sucks about going into this fight is the weight cut. I do walk at a kind of high weight, uh, but that's nothing. It's not hard to cut weight. It's really easy to cut weight if you do it enough time. Because my last fight, I did a 4 weeks notice, and that was kind of high. That was kind of hard. So that kind of sucked because I only did it in 4 weeks. But I have time, so I have like a 9 week fight camp this time, so I'm definitely prepared for it.
And your last fight, it was like a catch weight, right? Like almost 160, something around this.
No, it wasn't a catch weight. It was supposed to be lightweight. So I only missed weight because I only took the fight 4 weeks. So it was kind of harder for me to cut the weight. But now that I have like time to cut weight, I'll make the weight for sure.
And you have two amateur bouts, and they were quite quick because you dominate them. You won by two submissions. One was a knee bar, so it's like not like super common thing in MMA to win by knee bar. So it was an impressive one. But your opponent is also a like submission fighter because he submit four of his five opponents like by armbar. So what do you think is gonna happen in this fight?
Um, well, I don't want to go in there knowing I can just submit him because honestly, I can. I can just go in there and just submit anybody in the amateur division or in my 155 division. Um, bro, man, my jiu-jitsu it's really good. Like I'm really confident in my jiu-jitsu. Um, but I don't want to go in there just thinking I can just submit him. I'm trying to go in there and think I'm gonna knock him out. So that's like the game plan. Like that's what I'm willing to go for. Nobody's seen my stand up. Nobody like I haven't like stand up with anybody yet. It's been like really quick, you know, first round fights, less than like a minute or two. Um, yeah, nobody seen my stand up, man. I'm really prepared for people to see my stand up. I don't want people to think that I'm just a jiu-jitsu kid.
And this is great because the fights were so quick that you didn't have a chance to show your like stand up. So for the like from fans perspective, it's a little bit like question mark. But actually, you know what can happen when you train.
Uh, so it's kind of hard to like. So this whole fight camp, I'm really just working on like my stand up and just striking mainly. Like I'm not really worried about my jiu-jitsu because I'm really confident in my jiu-jitsu. Um, I've trained with like high level people. One of my homies that I grew up with, he's one of the best grapplers in the world. He's helped me in the long run. He's the reason why I started fighting or I started training in jiu-jitsu. And ever since I started focusing on jiu-jitsu first, um, that's when I was like, all right, I'm ready to do MMA. Like I'm ready to go transition. But I've only done jiu-jitsu. I've only been training for like only almost 3 years now. And like late September, early October, that's when it'll be like 3 years. So I haven't really been training that long. I wrestled in high school, but it wasn't like that long either. I only wrestled maybe like my freshman year, a little bit, and my senior year. But then when my senior year happened, I couldn't even finish like wrestling because that's when COVID happened. So it was kind of like, dang, like I had to take a break and then like wait another like year and a half to even like train. And then when that finally happened, I started doing jujitsu.
And I saw on your Instagram that you also had like the fight kickboxing with takedowns, right?
Oh yeah. That was actually supposed to be a regular MMA fight. That wasn't supposed to be a kickboxing fight. I guess the dude like I don't know what happened. Like we were supposed to do MMA regularly, and then they switched it to kickboxing. I'm not a kickboxer, dude. I don't even work on kicks, man. Like my background is jiu-jitsu. Like I barely even train. I think I was only training like MMA like maybe like half a year before I even did that. So it was like really weird. But the kid, yeah, I mean, it was cool, and it was weird. Like I never done kickboxing.
And after this fight, or your next fight on Fury, do you think that you're gonna still plan to stay as the amateur, or do you think that that next step will be a go pro?
Um, no, I'm gonna stay amateur right now. I think next year I'll go pro for sure. Before like around like springtime, I'll definitely go pro. After I take this belt, because after I take this belt, I'm gonna go down to 45, and I'm gonna take that belt too. So I'm trying to be the double champion before I go pro. So that's the game plan right now. But right now, I'm really focused on the 55 title right now. That's what I'm focused on right now.
Yes, and being a double champion is always like impressive, especially that the Fury had like this great amateur fighters, the fighters that probably will be stars in MMA in few years. So being a double champion there, it would be a really impressive thing.
Yeah.
And if you can tell me more about gym, your current gym that you are training in, like who is your coach and who are your like main sparring partners?
So my coach is Tommy Alderete at Next Level Training Center. Um, and my main people that I really train with is Gage Harper, Jay Alderete, Brian. I forgot his last name. Honestly, I'm sorry. Um, yeah, we have like a couple people. Xavier. I forget their last names really. I knew Gage in high school. Like I've known him since high school. Jay, I've known of him like when he was little, but I never got to go train with him. You know, like I didn't really start training until like a couple years ago. So yeah, those are my main training partners. Jay, mainly Jay. Jay already, yeah, like that's the homie. Like we train all the time. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole training.
And I think that Gage Harper also will have a like championship bout on the same card, right?
Yeah. Me, Gage, and Jay, we're all fighting for the titles. Yeah, so that's good. Like we're pushing each other in the gym right now, like crazy.
It's probably great because you are peaking in the same moment, and you are training that with the knowledge that you have the fight schedule, and not only fight but also a championship fight. So probably like it's better like from to anybody everybody that you are training and you will be fighting and in the same night.
Wait, can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Yes, that it's probably from your perspective great that you will be picking at one moment. This will be the same night that you are all fighting for the championship belts.
Yeah. So that's the even crazy part because we're all fighting on the same card, and dude, we're finna take dubs. Honestly, we're finna like next level's taking over. Honestly, like we're finna like we're not a big gym right now, but soon we will be a big gym, and I already know people are gonna try to like hop on us, like hop on the bandwagon, which is not bad, but it's okay because you know we obviously we need training partners. We need all the help we can get. You know, like we all have fun in the gym. We're all training together. We're all like, you know, making laughs, joking, etc. But like when it comes to training, like we're locked in. So
And when you are outside of the training camp, do you also like train like few, let's say few times a week, or you prefer to do some break and like not thinking about fighting and not training?
so my schedule, so I train all week long. I train from Monday to Friday, and like sometimes Saturday and Sundays. It's because I work on the weekends. So I'm trying to be a full-time fighter right now, so I can like just train during the week and just work on the weekends. And it works out very like good because like it helps me like pay what I need to pay. Um, and it makes me train like during the week. It puts a different toll on me because like I'm training like 2 or 3 times a day, maybe even 4 times, depending on how my body feels. I don't want to like overdo my training because I've done that before and like I got really really sick, and like right now I'm a little sick right now because I've been kind of like training pretty hard, and yeah, like I'm just trying to get into the motion right now, like where I'm kind of detoxing my body right now. So it's from like all the food I've been eating like after the weight cut and stuff. Cause man, honestly, like dude, I'm like Patty Pimley, bro. Like I enjoy eating my food. Like I don't care. Like I'm Mexican, so like we be like cooking it like chicken fajita, like rice and all this good stuff, man. Like I just love food, bro. Like I like walk at a pretty high weight, but not too big like Patty, you know? Like I maintain it.
So the like weight cut is the worst part of you, for you, like from the whole MMA thing.
So I never really cut down to 155 like that. I've always like fought like for jiu-jitsu, like I've always fought at 170. So I was only cutting like maybe like 20, 25 pounds for jiu-jitsu. But I don't think 20, 25 pounds is a lot. My debut fight, I lost a pretty good amount of weight only because like I was just trying to like it was my debut. So like I kind of took a break from that like training. Like some stuff happened, like personal stuff happened. So I just like took a break and I finally like came back and like I'm pretty much like taking over. Like I knew I have the skills, but I can have the skills, but I wasn't obsessed at the time. Now I'm obsessed. Like I'm obsessed with the sport. I'm obsessed with like training. I'm obsessed with like grinding and everything. Like I have them like my mindset is different from before that.
And when you are like obsessed with the sport, do you like also watch let's say UFC fight and like analyzing the styles of different opponents?
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I don't really like watch like the UFC like that. Like I don't really watch like fights like that. I might like watch like highlights, but I'm always like, oh, man, it's kind of sound weird, but like I'm usually busy on the weekends from like working, so it's like kind of hard for me to even like try to watch the fights because when I'm working, I don't get off till like almost 12 at night, so it's kind of hard. So like I have to like watch it on my phone or like something or like FaceTime like one of my homies or my brother because they're usually watching it and they'll like tell me like what's going on. But when I do have a chance, yeah, I'll watch it. Like I'll like look at them and see how they're fighting. Always be acting like I'm a coach on the background, even though I'm not there. But like, because I see a lot of submission. Because I think people sleep on jujitsu, man. Like people are sleeping on jujitsu like crazy. Like jujitsu is gonna take over MMA. Like I definitely know that's gonna be like something's gonna happen within the next couple years.
And do you have a submission that you would like to use in the MMA fight?
Uh, dude, honestly, like I wish Ammy's like if you could heel hook, dude, I would be heel hooking everybody like instantly. Like when I do jujitsu, like in practice, I'm always pulling guard. Like it sounds funny, but like I'm always pulling guard. I don't like I can wrestle, but I don't like to wrestle because sometimes like I don't want to hurt myself or I don't want to hurt my teammates. So it's like I'd rather not wrestle. I'd rather pull guard. But like leg locks, man, I can do leg locks like pretty good. So like heel hooking would be like something I can definitely do, but I can't do that until I go pro. But I think for my debut, when I go pro, I'm definitely probably gonna end up heel hooking somebody. Like I'm probably gonna stand up with them like for the first round, maybe the first round or two, seeing how it feels. And if we go to the ground, then I'm gonna heel hook them. Cause like I know a lot of transitions from like the bottom, from top. Like I know a lot of like different submissions you can do. I feel like I'm a Rubik's cube, like whenever I'm on the ground. Like like trying to connect the the puzzle of the Rubik's cube. So yeah, I know a lot of good transitions from like bottom, and like if I'm in a bad situation, I definitely can get out a lot of stuff if I'm in a bad situation.
And even that in your debut, you hit a knee bar. It's like not super common, like move in the overall in MMA, because it's quite rarely seen, and you do it like in I believe that under a minute. So I think that when you hit a knee bar in your first fight, it means that you have a big knowledge of the submissions.
I didn't know a knee bar was rare um in the amateur like series. Like I didn't know that was rare. Like I just went for submission because it was already like in my head. Like like I'm on the bottom, so like I'm like a Rubik's cube. Like I'm trying to move around. Like I don't like to play on my back a lot though. Like I don't want to get because I know like what happens if you play on your back, especially because it's MMA. You're gonna get like punched and stuff. But yeah, like the knee bar, like it was like quick. Like I knew how to transition to that. Like at first I was gonna go for a calf slicer, a back calf slicer, but he kind of moved in a different way. And then like I felt his knee, like I felt his knee on my cup. So like whenever I have like somebody's knee on my cup, like I know I can crank it. Like I can just like have it right there and just pull on it. And like that's pretty much it really.
And when you are thinking about your career in next few years, when do you think that there will be a good moment to go to the UFC?
Um hopefully like yeah, I'm 22 right now. Well, I just turned 22 in June, like right after my second fight. Um, I I plan on going to like the UFC like hopefully when I'm like 24, latest 25. I think that's a good start. Like for me, I'll have really good experience by then. My striking would be better. My jiu-jitsu would be way better. Like everything around like everything would be better. So I think around like that time, I'll probably like 24, 25. I'll like to either be in the UFC or like, if someone's want to like sign a contract with someone's like, we agree on something, then yeah, like I'll go there. But my main focus, yeah, the UFC. I've actually talked to Dana. I told him I was gonna fight for him. I told him this was like a couple years ago. My homie made like some custom shoes. Uh Space City Collectives and Cloud Customs, they collab. Cloud Custom is one of my homies that I grow with, and Space City I've known my cousin grow with him, and I've known him since like I was a little kid. So they collab. They made a shoe for Dana, and I went with my homie Cloud to go like meet him and like give him the shoe. And I actually told him I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna fight for you in the next couple of years, or fight for you for one day." And he was like, "Awesome, man, I'm ready for it." So I think about that like at least once a week. Like, hey, I'm gonna fight for this dude one day. So I need to like show him what's up. Like I know I'm an amateur right now, but when I go pro, I need to show him something different than when I was an amateur.
I think that this is a great story, and even lately I saw, I believe it was a tweet from Paddy Pimblett from more over than 10 years, and he also like tagged Dana White and said that they will work together one day. So it's kind of crazy when it happened. Like in few years you will be a UFC fighter, and you will have this kind of story that you told him that you will be fighting there.
Yeah, I think it was actually a crazy experience because he's a really cool guy. Um, yeah, I took a picture with him. I told him what I told him. I didn't really like talk to him too much because like that wasn't like my thing. That was like their thing. Like they were like there to talk to him instead. Like but I told him like before I took the picture, I wanted to fight for him, or I was gonna fight for him. So yeah, that's pretty cool to get to meet him. I don't think everybody gets to meet him, honestly.
Yes, it's probably hard to get to him.
Yeah, it is hard.
And right now you are 22, and let's say 10 years ago, when somebody would tell you that you will be a prospect in MMA, would you believe him at all? In like,
No,
no.
no, not at all, man. I wasn't even thinking about fighting at 12 years old. Like I was just going to school. I actually didn't start like fighting. It's a crazy story, dude. Me and my homie, Chemo, like we had like this little boxing boxing club like in the cul-de-sac in my neighborhood at his house, and we used to have like people from high school. Like I didn't start like fighting till like junior year. It was like street fighting, but like like having fun, whatever. But like we had gloves, like we had like boxing gloves, and we used to have like people just whoever had beef or like if somebody like just wanted to fight, we'll have a whole bunch of kids like come from the school and just fight in the cul-de-sac like with boxing gloves. And eventually like some people started calling me out, and like I didn't have any background like fighting or anything like that. Like I wrestled in high school, but like that was about it. But we're not wrestling, we're like boxing. So I just started beating everybody up whenever they like wanted to call me out. So that was kind of cool. Like after that, I started liking fighting, and I was like, dang, like maybe I can probably do something, but I need to train. Like I can't just like go in the gym and start acting like I'm a like street fighter, you know. But that was kind of pretty much it. Like we had that cul-de-sac, like a fight club. Um, I it's crazy because like whenever I would go back to school, like a couple like weeks like after we like had the fight club, um, they used to have like cops at the school, and like they would come up to me and like, hey, like I'm thinking I'm in trouble. And I'm like, oh crap, like, oh shoot, I'm gonna be in trouble. Like they're gonna tell me to go to the AP office. And nah, they came up to me like, hey, you're that dude off of YouTube, like beating up people. Cause we used to have it on YouTube, but we gotta take it down because I guess it's like bad to be on the internet or something like that. So they're like, you're that kid on YouTube that are like beating up people, whatever. I was like, yeah, that's me. And he's like, good stuff, man, good stuff. Yeah, dude, I was scared I was gonna get in trouble, man, because I used to be in trouble like in school like all the time. Like especially like my freshman year, like I used to just get in trouble. So I'm always thinking like, oh, I'm gonna get in trouble for something. Like I don't know. I felt like the teachers and the APs had something out to get me or something. So I always thought I was gonna get in trouble.
So you started a little bit like Jorge Masvidal because he also started from the like bare knuckle fighting like somewhere in Florida, I believe.
Yeah. But instead it wasn't bare knuckle, it was just like with boxing gloves. Um, yeah, we just had people come to the cul-de-sac and just like box who had beef or not. Um, yeah, it was kind of like to prevent people from actually like fighting with bare knuckles. Like we kind of made something out of it, but eventually like it just like went away because like we get older and like went to a different like school year, and yeah, that was pretty much really it.
I have a few questions outside of fighting. When you have a free time, especially let's say after your fight, what do you like to do then?
Like right after my fight,
A few days after the fight, when let's say that you are not really go train.
um, honestly, I'm pretty homebodied. I like to like either be at my house or like hang out with the homies, or just really chill, dude. I don't go out. I know when I would go out, like when I first started going out, like bro, people always like are looking for trouble, and I don't like that. Like I don't want to hurt somebody. Like I've been in a couple fights. Don't get me wrong. I think everybody definitely that's fought in MMA or like jiu-jitsu or something, and they go out like they fought. But yeah, I've fought some people, and I don't enjoy it, dude. I don't like fighting people outside of the gym or like outside of the ring, because like I know how badly I could hurt somebody, and I don't want to be accountable for that. Like if something like bad actually happens, like where I actually hurt somebody by accident, and I have to go to jail, and I'm like, damn, like I just messed up my future, you know? So I like stay away from that stuff. So yeah, I just like don't like going out at all. Like maybe like on a special occasion, but like I have to go out with like my family. I can't like just go out like with like by myself or anything like that. Like especially because people are crazy, man. Like I'm out here in Houston, so people in Houston are crazy.
And if you can write a book about any kind of topic with the knowledge that you have right now, what you can like write a book about?
Uh, I don't know. I read a book. I'm not really into like books, man. Honestly, like I don't like school, so I didn't go to college. But if I could write a book about what I'm doing right now, like probably like be disciplined. Like something about being disciplined, being like on top of your stuff. Like don't make it's okay to make mistakes because I think everybody makes mistakes, but that's how you learn things. And yeah, just be disciplined. Like that I got a tattoo on my arm that says discipline. So that like reminds me of things like, hey, you need to be disciplined. Stop being stupid, you know? Like get after it. Like keep grinding. Because every day's not promised. So I like try to live at least every day like it's my last, you know? Because tomorrow is not promised and just try to get after it, grind, just be disciplined.
And I think that overall in sport and of course in combat sport too, the like discipline is super important because even if you are super talented but you not really to go train, you prefer to party or doing something like this, it's hard to be a champion. And when you are disciplined, maybe you are not like talented with so much talent, but still you can do some great things. I think that even be a champion if you are super disciplined.
Yeah. Just yeah, be disciplined, dude. I think that a lot of people used to tell me that like when I first started training, and like I didn't really listen. I'm a kid. Like I'm still young right now. I didn't really start training until like I was 19. So like 19, like around that area, around that year. But they would tell me be disciplined. Be disciplined about how you eat. Be disciplined how you what you do on your day to day like life. Um, yeah, dude, just be disciplined. Like that's something I'm trying to like. I wouldn't say still working on, but yes, I'm still working on it. But I'm still young, so I'm still learning things. I'm learning things on my own. Um, trying to like become like I'm a young adult right now, so like I'm trying to become. I want people to know, like for the younger generation, whenever they start training, like I don't want to tell them like, oh yeah, like go have fun, go get messed up, go on the weekend every day. Like no, I don't want to tell them that. I want to tell them be disciplined, get everything, like what you want to do in life. Like the people that train, like and the younger generation, like just tell them, hey, like be humbled, be respectful, get after it, keep training, grind hard. Just yeah, that's pretty much it. Discipline, man. Discipline's a big role on me right now, especially for this fight. So,
And we can see result in just few weeks of
oh
this.
yeah, yeah, dude. I'm gonna be. I feel like whenever I was doing those weight cuts, um, or like preparing for those fights, I didn't really prepare for them. Like I, if I'm being honest, like I was barely like I was in the gym, but I wasn't going to the gym like every day. Like I would miss practice, like maybe like two days out of the week, 3 days out of the week, like doing that. Like I wasn't even being disciplined. Like I was just like I don't know. Like I wasn't preparing myself for those fights. Like, but I know that my first fight, I was disciplined in a way, but I was always like messing up. Like I was always catching myself. Like, hey, you need to go to practice. Like no, like it was like doing like little things, bro. Little things matter. Like to be disciplined, to get up and get out of like out of bed or wherever I'm at. Like just going to go to the gym. Like, bro, I'll be acting lazy, and I don't like being lazy. So like, whenever I start being lazy, I like put myself in like a little shell, and I'm like, bro, like I got to get out of the shell. So, but I know my last fight for Jundi, I think that was his name, Jundi. Yeah, I I was more disciplined than my first. So like every fight I've had was like being more disciplined than the last. Like I'm trying to work on it. So this, I feel like I'm gonna be more disciplined. 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 Like I'm gonna be more this fight camp, bro, I've been in the gym like nonstop. I've been training like crazy. I bro, I'm going like insane. Like I feel like I'm losing my mind going into this fight. Like I feel like I'm like you know how like Conor McGregor was like saying that he lost his mind. Like it's gonna like pay like the work's gonna pay off eventually. Like whenever he like has all the money like for his family and stuff. Like that's a goal of mine. Like I want to retire my my grandparents, man. Like they raised me. So it's like me seeing them like get up and go to work and then I'm like, damn, dude, like I don't even want to see that. Like I wanna grind for them. Like one of these days it's gonna take a toll and I'm gonna tell them, hey, y'all don't have to go to work no more. You stay home. You can go wherever you want. You can do anything. I don't want to see that no more. Like seeing them like get up in the morning, like early, man, like just early, like 6 in the morning, like 5 in the morning, going to work. I don't like seeing that. So I think that's something I'm trying to pay to them, to retire them one day. Hopefully in the next couple of years, dude. That's the goal of mine. Like obviously going to the UFC, but seeing them like not having to work anymore is like a really big goal of mine. Yeah, dude. My bad. I'm kind of getting a little emotional because I hate thinking about that. So
Yes, but it is a great motivator, and it's probably will help you in the like even tough times, like even when you have a tough days in the gym. It's like when you have this kind of motivation, when you are thinking about one thing, it probably really helps.
yeah, dude. Oh my goodness. Like I think about that like on the way going home. I always put on some music like in my car or like if I'm riding my motorcycle, I'll go out like I'll like have like headphones on or something. Like I have speakers in my helmet. Like when I'm driving a motorcycle or like if I'm in my car, like I'll put it on the aux or the Bluetooth, whatever. Um, I'll just like be listening to like some motivation like stuff like Conor McGregor. I'll listen to like some Kobe stuff, like Kobe Bryant. I'll listen to that. I'll listen to The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. I'll listen to him. I'll even listen to some music from like movies, man. Like I don't know. I feel like I'm in the movie right now. Like Creed. You ever seen Creed? Like I'll be listening to like the motive. I forgot what it was. It was the Rocky movie. That's what it was. Rocky, where he was talking about like you know keep moving forward. Like I forgot how he said it, but when I listen to it, I'm always like, damn, like I gotta grind, I gotta go, I gotta make something of myself so they can be like, so they can retire. I don't want them like, like just get out. Like I want them to be home. I don't like seeing them out.
Okay, Jordan. So many thanks for the conversation. To be honest, I think that the fight on this card will be crazy because you after watching your fight, you seems to be a very good prospect, and he seems to be also a good fighter. So I think that it will be a clash of young and very good fighters, and there is a big chance that you will be a champion in just few weeks.
For him to be a champion?
No, for you to be a champion
Oh
in
yeah,
few
yeah.
weeks.
My bad. Um, yeah, dude. I think yeah, that belt's mine. Like I don't care. Like that belt's mine. No matter how like the fight's not gonna go to decision. Like I'm gonna fend this shit one way or another. Like I don't think any of my fights are gonna go to decision unless I go pro. Like I'm gonna take over the AMI division, and then I'm gonna be like, damn, like there's no point in me being the AMI, so I can just go pro. But yeah, dude, like I'm ready to bang, bro. Like I'm ready to just get out there. I'm itching right now. Like it's Sunday. I'm supposed to be training right now, but it's all good. Like I took this interview so I can like talk to you because I never done this before. This is my first time ever doing this. So it's a pretty cool experience to do this. Um, yeah, dude, I'm itching. I'm really itching.
So maybe after your win, we can do a second part of the conversation.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely do a second part. And I already know since I'm already taking over like the lightweight division, I'm already ready to take over the 45 division. Like that's a big thing for me, like to be the double champ and then go pro, you know? yeah, if I'm already a double champ in amateurs, like there's no point in me staying in amateurs, you know? Like I'm already taking over. Like I think that's a pretty big role already if I pull that off, um, and just go pro. I don't I'm ready to go pro, honestly. Like I would love to go pro right now, but I need to finish what I need to do. I need to like finish it.
Yes, definitely. So once again, thanks for the time.
All right, man. You have a good one, man.